enkoyenim. Ministry of Education, womo aso ye ho. Ebeto dwa se womo ba be training bi edi ama teacher for. Na training din no na se program ni din no Gallup. Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes Project. No, you say World Bank ebo ho ka be 1.2 million. Ebeto dwa se sika no de womo edi aba na ministry nso so sika no mu no omo church ho report ne ade de koma World Bank bebia ne pompon so a training ne ekodu ye na manfo say ehwe mu no sana training no ankoso training na maso ama 1.2 million abedi cruise bi ho ayebo minister din ene ade some report ne ade om de kwakra no ebi ye fictitious so se bi ni ebi mfa ne ade Gallup na nkasa no de ba de era Kwasi.
I mean, I think say it was Adolf Hitler. Na Okasembi na ene, say very profound. Or say with the constant propagation of falsehood, heaven can be made to look like hell. Not hell so can be made to look like heaven. Now
with constant propaganda.
Yes, propagation of
falsehood. Okay.
And nsuo ohwe nsuo ya nsuo kama osi nsuo no there be nsuo no the woman no color dey red almost say red osi red afo be kan red sa films ni pe kwalm sa sama kan
na je manye ne ni hu ade o ebe na red am
po ebe na red am po sa na enkomo we na ya de akoye mechirem na asem ni nyina na say said wa ka Gallup ma agrika ka Gallup project one say Gallup ye initiative bi a World Bank so Ghana ba say now one about 10,000 low performing schools. The kind and can say those will be selected schools because schools say what Ghana the basic level brosa.
Yeah.
Now it was schools born what they were from bar and the Gallup initiative nature say.
Satam na level being of the education. Primary
is at the primary level.
At the primary level.
Yes.
Okay. It is selected 10,000 primary schools.
Yeah, 10,000 primary schools. Selected schools. Now here more they born from. So the model there are a lot of indices on model be or more BC performance school nyina be a church for number of trained teachers there are a lot of indices and variables that they use to determine those schools. But I mean the premise and the principle is that there are 10,000 low performing schools. Gallup no projects in there show my World Bank ne and na USA the nyina akoye books about say those Gallup schools no.
Okay.
Now one more so abana say so ministry na say. But in the year 2020 na COVID eden ho ye de buy nti unse for almost a year na this year de enkoso and those were the time ani nyina ye pe ekwan foforo a ye be fa so de ye de a kira de na ye sua de especially within the areas of IT and asset technology na edru ho na World Bank e chase ka bia ma wiase countries bebre na onmo fa so one more is it more or less like a security to cushion it because now additional home seven or na aye bibi Ghana said the proposal koi si Ghana eka $1.2 million bro si Ghana nga say $14.8 million $14.8 million the Ghana the proposal koi the proposal so my World Bank say yen so no yen masua no mo ba beboya within the Gallup project because there was accelerated funding and they were in the Gallup project and no almost the World Bank approved $14.8 million ma Ghana by through the Ministry of Education. Now World Bank in say no before this kind of amount no if we be performance based conditions PBC and can no which you propose ma World Bank and say international body which is a medicine equal say medicine equal is no this Ghana no ye de wakoye. Now, so say we enter, it has to be resource based. And before I qualify for Sikano, you have to demonstrate certain capacity and the capabilities and pay this kind of bit my day. I so the age as all the here now. Mama example, me say me free SHS. Me din the president and now Kufuado. Mako say me here Sika dey free SHS mokena. Obi a promise me so be maybe $100 million. Now so before the $100 million no, I was meeting me demonstrate say me si dan mako do nkwara no metima nya baby ayede ama omada ansa na the $100 million na ayede aba
okay
yes so the $100 million ne ba nkwara ngo munya baby na na e fa na do mo ko ezo e free SHS. That's how this thing is. And so there are conditions precedent to be able to qualify for any amount a stadium. Okay. And so there were 5 performance-based conditions. At every point, if we're able to meet those conditions, near releasing Musika a day amount. The last 20-year controversy has to do with the $1.2 million.
Okay.
And the conditions precedent, and Bruni because a caveat, qualify for that $1.2 million. I say, demonstrate that you have been able to train at least 40,000 of your teachers in digital literacy. Okay. Digital literacy, which is a if so the computer did you make DNA na hono kwa mo set some indicators be there MIA in the areas of Zoom, say you use Zoom the edition the chat there WhatsApp betimi dey was install WhatsApp or computer so no money ade dey sua there SMS bulk SMS e dey chere mo Friday and I think a use of smart devices.
Okay.
And I think there is one other indicator no more there. Now the condition is by the 30th of November 30th November 2021 now what you make training with teachers 40,000 a week before you qualify for that, the release of the last tranche of the money of $1.2 million. And so there is a misconception out there. Say first of all, initially, no the story about almost say what's the Ministry of Ghana do to training nipa $1.2 million. Na training nipa they created an impression as though said the $1.2 million was for the training and the it is not true. Okay. You need to train people to be able to qualify for that money, and so the training have to be done with your own funding, not World Bank. And so Obi or Tiwaka say, first of all, and that is why for us in the Ministry of Education, we believe it's a smearing campaign. I mean, person made diverted too much. But initially, that's how the story came out. So, we did $1.2 million. We $1.2 million. Sike also did training. You don't need World Bank's money to do the training. In fact, World Bank is coming from our training. It is not part of the conditions. World Bank will say, train this number of people. If we're able to train this number of people, then you qualify for a amount. And so we trained the 40,000 people. Actually, the report I reported here was about 41,000 people. And some they qualify for Sikana. But no, now, one of my safety goalposts, they are now not saying, say, training in Ukraine. I think what more can I say, training in Ukraine, you didn't train them in what World Bank was requiring. And I'll explain that, yes, it is true. World Bank wanted us to train them in normal Bobosi, WhatsApp, Bonomoni, I don't know how many. As at November 30th, 2021, I had a report on Econ. We reported on Microsoft. We never lied to the World Bank. Okay. Because, argument, and they say, before, and at the same time, no Kana Ghana buy and say, be near about 350,000 laptops. About a church for more at those levels between JHS, AKUC, JSS. Yeah. Now, part of the condition, and she said, and say, yeah, boy, no much immediate. IT ne computer no my aye o ma sua de ne ade. So what we felt they say we needed to train them in the basics of computing, which is Microsoft. That is the basis of computing. Yes. Because a lot of the software is now computers in the Microsoft. And the company no in charge of the distribution of the laptops, and as part of the conditions in the contract and they sign, so we organize free training inside the amateur chair for. And so
in Microsoft.
In Microsoft, yes.
In Microsoft.
In Microsoft. In the argument now, you demand World Bank and they say, well, indeed, who demand this in training for in digital literacy. But until they get the basics, you cannot go to class 4 without going to class 1. So for us, training you go so more we can report on that is the Microsoft. But we pledge a commitment, say, after say Microsoft training report to we are going to continue with those variables indicate to be able to also finish the training. Okay. It was against that backdrop and sign a World Bank this kind of and so this whole argument about say one training or this is even it even falls flat in the first place. The second argument say training no kuku figures kuki when the World Bank it's also not true because as at now the information that the World Bank have is the Microsoft training, where that's the update and the evidence that we give to them. And based on that, the World Bank posed 4 questions. Say the internet, start training abroad because that's what they are requiring. In our case, we made a strong case. Yes, our plans, but the education system also have our plans. It means continue will be class 1 there, brown class 1 there. So we'll do the class 1, but we'll still do up to your class 4 and Sunday. It was based on that the World Bank is can buy. Odiaba. we've not even budgeted for it.
Okay.
But you need to budget, get the approval on how you are going to spend the money before and now they go and improve the educational or learning outcomes. So that argument say, let's say, Sikan Abba, and it has been misused and it has been misapplied. No, it doesn't even exist. At least, and they are right to information barely are there. Because Kwarteng may be politically exposed or may be biased or speaking for his boss or the ministry. But any person can just write to the ministry to find out whether or not Sikan is there.
And Sikan buy, no, which you were supposed to train before the money comes.
Yeah.
But now the money has come. Now, we are training subsequently for the Zoom, for the WhatsApp, and but we are training.
Yes, those commitments have been met. Those commitments, so like I said, no, you need to demonstrate that you've been able to train 41,000 teachers, right, to be able to qualify. One amount in digital literacy and one amount that component of the digital literacy. You have been able to make a case where training over 41,000 Microsoft, and you are going to commit the other reason, other variables. No more there.
Yeah.
If you go to NTC platform, NTC, the National Teaching Council.
Okay.
At every point, there are varied trainings which include a lot of these modules somewhere there. So as a country, no, we ankasa approach and I say an existing platform there training. If you go to K technology, you see, Mamen clear this whole idea about the training. So you may get some of the callers calling in to say, "You're training or more, yeah, be I'm wrong."
Exactly.
Because you see, you know why? Because it was not a face-to-face training. Say, you're organizing the power and can say you training or more. And your platform, there are models there. There are about 350,000 teachers. More basic level, right? More GSP rules. Between from
and the number of circumstances, you know, in that project, how many teachers were you going? Were you expecting to train?
World Bank said 40,000.
40,000
qualify for the money.
40,000.
So that was most important.
It was 40,000.
40,000.
Okay, fine. The next one is that if they are going to be trained and not face to face, it means that every single one of them needed a laptop.
Those 40,000.
Yes.
Largely.
The teachers in Amokoko training.
Yeah, largely.
Because all of them must have a laptop there.
Largely. Now,
laptop.
Remember, you see, it was even the more reason why we felt to say, Minister felt to say, the most important organization to engage was K Technologies. Because K Technologies are not Sabreno. No more our contract to distribute 350,000 laptops to the teachers. At that time, a lot of the number that K Technologies have been able to distribute, right? I cannot say one more. I'm sure we may get further briefing on that.
No problem.
But at that time, no much laptops they were more than the numbers should be able to.
Hold on. Just on this same laptop, because the name be what I say. A laptop I did more for training.
No, you
and
see.
And a laptop, your laptop a more for training.
You need laptop a more for training.
And now teacher from so can say almost yes, almost say you have laptop, but your TFE almost salary mo every month.
That is the confusion.
And also another kind of
no, that's the confusion in the air. These are two different things.
Exactly.
First of all, government was not bound, or the ministry was not bound
to give
laptop before you are trained. One World Bank wants to give you money. No, Chiro say, prove this, and then get the money. How you go about it, World Bank doesn't care. Say, watch a laptop. The one teacher, one laptop was a different policy on its own. Yes, her policy, no. The one teacher, one laptop, no, was a different policy on its own. No, an existing policy, and one teacher, one laptop. It was purely a different policy on its own. And we shouldn't confuse that with World Bank. World Bank is only saying, train this number of teachers. How you go about it, World Bank doesn't care. At the end of the day, World Bank have to show, what my demonstration, what training those number of teachers. So what happens, let's say, there is a digital platform. To say online, I say be a website TV. Then you load models on it. Models no based on normal muscle or the area. Already no kai say afibia no abai ma cheche for 1,200 cedis. I was maybe on more 100 cedis each. So I don't find it be a fair continuous professional development. And so has can a continuous professional development allowance. So has can ba wo cheche no wa said say Obeto books are there. Okay, there will be training modules. National Teaching Council there. Eba. And so a lot of them goes online. No, Marco training. No, na on more continuous professional development allowance. On more, I think they score them points. Let's just say who teacher know where they. Oh, cool. And kakra. So beyond even what we reported from K Technologies platform, no, a lot of trainings has also been already going on. But this is the case a K work contract so and distribute laptops. As part of the contract, you are also to teach them the basics in computing, which is Microsoft.
In fact, funny on laptop in Semno and
yes.
Now, per the Gallop, you were not supposed to give the teachers laptops.
Hold on. Laptops and
Gallop, specifically the Gallop project, you are not supposed to provide teachers with
what is happening now? What is happening now is that we are mixing the conversations. We are looking about 3 different conversations at the same time. Under Gallop, there is distribution of laptops. Teachers for no more laptops.
Distribution of laptops.
I mean, under K Technologies, no. Sorry, under one teacher, one laptop. Gallop project is an entirely different project. A World Bank there. It has nothing to do.
Does it have laptop distribution in there?
It has laptop distribution.
Laptop distribution is supposed to go to who?
The
benefit who?
No, I've told you that
is it the trainees?
No, the Gallop is for 10,000 schools, low performing schools. And so they are selected schools, one more for one more training in special areas, how to school management, how to use IT, how to use
So it's not for the individual teachers. The laptop is not for individual teachers.
No. And your individual teachers say Ghana have no.
Say be a teacher now. No. You're supposed to be part of the training,
Hold on. For me, it's also because
because teacher for you be fresh.
It's also because the questions, we don't exhaust one issue, then a new issue coming. If we're able to exhaust them one by one, we'll be able to have.
We are still there. The Gallop on one year, no. Last week, and course be by. A bit more say, "Omunya laptop nibi." We said the whole school, yenya ba kope. And then person say it was for the individual teachers. So not for individual teachers, then for who? Ebia is for the school. And to the whole school, no, you cannot be assured say hey, just one. And ebia more IT teacher na bisa nebi obey you or something. Any idea? That laptop component in the Gallop project, it was for what and it's for who?
Okay, so now it's a specific question.
Yes, sir.
So Gallop will check laptops, sir. For why?
Exactly.
Okay, so far as I'm concerned, with regards to Gallop project, that is about 10,000 schools.
Okay.
10,000 schools, I am not able to give, of course, I may have to get further briefing for you.
Okay.
But you say there is a component of a laptop for a school.
Okay.
Usually, head the chrono.
Okay.
No, also they are with one normal administrative duties somewhere there. Okay. So it is not a case under Gallop,
Every single teacher must get a laptop. Hold on, person be clarified.
Very well.
Exactly.
And somehow work you Gallop no and then no now because yenny of your yenties and Nasser Dosso and then no 1.2 no and now 1.2 no switch and the baby back because workers and was here no laptop punching.
Okay, T. Under Gallop no. Yeah, they left low performing schools.
Okay.
Now, during COVID, and they say World Bank some way. No, I'm $14.8 million. Last trench and I was a ban was $1.2 million. Now 1.2 no. I also would train a teacher for 40,000 and a day. I qualify for the 1.2 no. How do we train them was a subjective issue to the Ministry of Education or to the Ghana education system. It doesn't matter where we train them. Whether we train them under Gallop, whether we train them with a private entity, whether we train them say GS and SNTs in eco training. But this is the case. Minister for Education say already no government of Ghana and Kasa so a wider project, a bigger project square and no within digital literacy. No so. As our project in the friend one teacher, one laptop. Me sure somebody wants this whole controversy about maybe a free near then maybe we may come there later. Yeah. But there was a bigger project in the ministry near the area. Na adwumakuo na handle our project near from KA Technologies. Okay. Now almost a platform as part of one more project someone laptop matter 50,000 teachers. Yes, one money can train you in Microsoft, the use of Microsoft. So the minister say, well, World Bank is saying say by November 30th, I will see a team 40,000 teachers. Already, your KA Technologies on different projects on your buying project, one teacher, one laptop. And yeah, adentina one more a project no more on more kasa because they are training as part of their contract. Nobody is going to pay them a dime. So that we leverage on that training because they already have their platform and then report that training to the World Bank. Say already crowd say any yeah dada. So that we don't go and give another contract to any other party saying World Bank say by 30th of November 2021 I will say it training already there are people who are also doing that within the broader government initiative. Let's leverage on that and use their platform to enhance the training near report to my World Bank. And that was exactly what the ministry did.
Niema afuna matia say niema amanfo so accuse mu say as a ministry you lied to the World Bank and they say you use Microsoft training to the World Bank and took the money when you were supposed to trade them in WhatsApp, Zoom and
but that would be funny, and beyond it funny, it will be simplistic. You see, World Bank has an auditing system.
Yes.
You cannot go and report K technologies. Say why those models no more say no. Number K platform back end and now it's a different model. That would have been a lie. They would have called their money for their money back, and it may even have legal implications. So listen, World Bank say do these 5 models. We are saying say before we can do that model, we need to give them the basics. We never lie to the World Bank say one ma de almost no and they for no. We told them they say no for as a basis to do yours. So where was the lie? Yanka catch a World Bank say the more cano. But on platform now say Microsoft training anymore. That would have been a basis of lie because that would have been inconsistent. No, we reported the Microsoft to World Bank. That's what you don't do. No, we reported to them. See, it's been difficult. Listen, my team. World Bank say 10 years. World Bank say, World Bank say training for in what I mean use WhatsApp on WhatsApp ni Zoom on.
Yeah.
Nebeje $1.2 million. Ministry of Education say based on NTC, one more research any models at that honor. Before I will be waiting me how a BC use Zoom ne sa no mano. Etimi abo awumasuano. I just say the pako etima training in Microsoft.
Okay.
And here catch a World Bank say World Bank training as say yetima ye Microsoft o. Yan kan che World Bank say training yetima ye de mo kanu na ya true. Ya catch am say training yetima ye Microsoft. Na World Bank said na ye ka now see being yetima ye. And yes World Bank oba Ghana and tesa other countries you know. Na ye de hia na ansa na ye de yetimi di mu bi na ye de aka ho. Inti you making commitment say mu bi na aka no which is WhatsApp ni ade na be ya de ato aso. So at no point did we ever misrepresented any information to World Bank. Okay. World Bank was in the known that we had done the Microsoft, not what they requested initially.
Understood.
But we pledged a commitment to go ahead. And it was based on that in the World Bank is buy. Okay. So this whole idea about misrepresentation, somebody lied to the World Bank, somebody manufactured figures, go to World Bank. And indeed, remember some of the multimedia houses that almost dropped my World Bank. Whether or not they did. World Bank replied, said they did the training.
Okay, let's move on. I'm Reno Court. Some so dorsal.
Time lazo.
Time no so. But a quick one. Ebani say na company a mo ma na adwuma say onye talent. Na oye adwuma na osi wawie. Emre a osi owie adwuma no am say emre no atwa mu kakra. Enam delay a ministry no ade no FM ni ade. Afa mo say adwuma no onya nto. Wagya to hon so a mo se sika oye a ombeji a oye first one obeji no ni wagi bia no on sa first sika no emra we dey yenhyira nyina opi
ebra World Bank has in 40,000 teachers no the ministry, I'm not going to mention leadership, I'm not sure it's necessary because if you're a leader you inherit liabilities, you also inherit assets. We take responsibility for everything, but not talent at the approval stage or public procurement. And procurement are proven ne BB amano to be able to get a contract of an amount that I think I'll get the figures for you, but it was a significant amount someone training for. The training was time bound, right? By 30th of November, not training HM. On the basics rules of contracts, there are fundamental obligations of a contract. I mean, if we enter a contract, a boni fee consideration. the terms of the contract, what I'm supposed to do and what you are supposed to do. Based on the obetima and the test contract, whether to fulfill the obligations or not. From the briefing that I have, no, even on the verge of, say, 30th November 2021, now they have not been able to do 15% of what the contract, for instance, terms no showed. What it means is that Ghana was bound to lose the $1.2 million. And so Minister for Education, Dr. Duchum, was saying, well, you've demonstrated the incapability to do or carry out the obligations of the contract in the first place. But the intimation is here lose the $1.2 million. So why don't we leverage on a platform that we can get free, which is what the KA Technologies, through their one teacher, one laptop, were already doing. It was even the basis in here. Or no more tenants for intimidation so catch say, or man yet because man time anya day. Yet because time ana or more can say a contract na yentiman not time no cry day. So they might have cool figures. But we never cool figures. We reported what was on KA platform and then told World Bank the commitment to do. So yes, Tanet's contract was was terminated because they demonstrated incapability and no capacity to be able to handle the contract fully. And so, if there was an other option, if I say, oh, by a contract, I just 1 million Ghana cedis, right, which is all by 10 billion. No, bisu or honey free. Now, what they don't mean we no free, no the Maya. Why should you waste time on you? It's better say back so save the state, the cost like our budget. Get it free, right? Get it free. Yeah, free so we are now. For say to qualify for the 1.2 million, so by additional. But of course, this whole issue about say physical brand is I've not read the contract document. But in contract, so when Timmy and fulfill the fundamental obligations of the contractor, it gives the other party the right to even sue for damages. A lot of times, before they sue for damages, he even asks when Timmy and you should refund the money. Okay. And I'm sure the minister is rather protecting the state rather than protecting a private entity. For me, that is the most important.
Thank you very much, Ira Kwarteng. Miankasa Suminya, the full details of the contract. And with that, we will hold that one day. I'm sure they are also listening. If they have any reaction, we want to know the kind of reaction they have. Because there must be, every contract must have room for arbitration. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It must have room, but it looks like you have not even using that clause of arbitration in there, how the two of you can come back to the table and deal with it. But I also appreciate the fact that
if you fail to perform the contract, what is the basis of arbitration?
But when you also demanding money
from...
Fakosia
1,000 critical, we are doing this. If you don't bring the Kosiana on that very wedding day, what time am we wedding na Kosiana media day?
But Kosiana 1,000 or the 50 aba.
50 out of 1,000. What do you mean?
But 50 nisika. Also some first 50 also.
Also 50 sika no waje.
Oh, say analogy.
Was 50 sika on
choma. But part payment of their work.
Also 50 sika on choma. And then the problem they say they are recourse to the how do you call it in terms of legal process.
Yeah.
When I buy this, there are a lot of judicial process that you can do. Why don't they challenge and say
Yera Kwasi Kwarteng kasama for penny edema Ministry of Education. Yera edasipi anano pay.
Me so me da say one mama TV.